Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the 12th episode of Adventures in Job Searching. Today I have Melody Benedetto. She is joining us from the Rocky Mountain State. She works in client support, operations, account management, that sort of thing. So Melody, tell us about yourself. Why do you have the dubious distinction to be invited on this show? No one should want to be invited on here.
Well, I am just like your other guest. I am currently in the job market. I my background basically just been in property management all throughout my career. Started like residential property management. Started as a leasing agent and became a property manager since
Mm-hmm.
2012. Recently lost my job in November, like right after Thanksgiving, last year. So
Best time of the year to lose it, right?
happy holidays.
A lot of the guests I've had lately lost their jobs November, December. Yeah.
Like mine was I had to my job was eliminated. My position was eliminated while I was on medical leave. Because it was causing the company undue hardship. So I was like, thank you.
Wow. Let's dive into that. How did that feel to be on medical leave and lose your job?
It was just shocking in a way. I was with the company for 3 years. And it's a small company, so it's not like it's, there's this big corporation and things like that. Like, it's not like that. It was like a small company. Like, I have the direct line to the company owner, and
Mm-hmm.
I gave 3 years of dedication and, like I was on call 24/7 for 3 years essentially, and then I had to take medical leave, an emergency medical leave at that. And 1 week in, I got the email, they can't accommodate my time off, and yeah. So it's been fun. For lack of a better word, it was shitty.
We love that word. I think shitty is a word that a lot of unemployed people will raise a toast to.
I mean, I have a more messed up word than that, but I'll just stick with shitty, I guess.
It's a wonderful word. But we encourage the listeners to fill in whatever word they would like there. We strongly encourage that.
I think that's the best politically correct answer I can give with that. Well, I guess that will tell you how exactly I feel like shitty is the nicest word I can think of with the situation.
Yeah, you've been unemployed for 3 months. Why wouldn't you? Anyone would feel that way after 3 months of unemployment.
Yeah, I mean,
Especially when the last job ended like it did.
when like in a way I feel like I'm not like I'm on LinkedIn. I see every like post like I like my feed is filled with people saying I have been unemployed for this long, and I have not been unemployed for that long. So I feel like I'm not really like in a way I'm still in a okay stage, but it's still like um off balancing, I guess the word.
That's a
Like,
really good word.
yeah.
Is this the longest period of unemployment that you've had in your life?
By choice, yes.
Mm-hmm. And how does that feel?
Crappy. Um, it's just so weird. Like the first after my medical leave ended, like, well, after I recovered from the medical leave, I when I got back to like looking at job postings and things like that, it's
Mm-hmm.
so weird that like I don't have a schedule. I don't know what I was doing. Like I wake up, like all I do is scroll job postings, and like I
Right.
sometimes like it's like, it was weird. And it's also like a weird time of the year because it's holidays. I have children, but like they're off school, and like I don't have a
Mm.
schedule. I don't know what I was doing.
Right.
So it was really just
Hmm.
weird. Like, I have no
Yeah.
schedule. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know anything.
So, what have you learned about yourself these last 3 months as you've been on this search? What have you done to try to make the most of it and to try to, keep pushing forward?
I, in a way, grieved the loss of the job, grieved the loss of structure, the routine, the schedule, and things like that. But
Mm.
I will, like, for the first month too, I was battling with depression too, because like it is really depressing, and it's also that time of the year when there's not much sunshine and holidays, and it's like everything just started to pile on. Um,
Hmm.
and like every day I wake up like looking at job boards and keep saying like, oh, I'm gonna snap out of this. I'm gonna snap out of this. I'm gonna snap out of this. But I'm like, and then I wake up the next night, I don't want to snap out of it. Like, I'm just gonna stay in bed. I'm gonna scroll job boards on my phone. But it's just like, for the first month, like I was like, okay. And then the next one I'm like, okay, it's time to like get off my butt and figure things out. But I guess in a way, like this job market made it humbling. Like,
Hmm.
the because like my previous experience with the job market, it wasn't like this. Like, it's insane. Like, now it's crazy. Back then I was getting recruited, and like headhunters and recruiters are reaching out to me. Now I'm like hunting them down essentially.
Hmm.
So I guess I really didn't realize how much um I don't know how to, like, I don't know what the word is, but like the best like I the best analogy I can think of is like every time I get a rejection, I'm just being a duck and let it roll over my back.
Yeah. My first guest on the podcast, uses the Finding Nemo quote, just keep swimming.
Yeah, I'm being a duck. I'm just letting it roll over my back. I
Mhm.
can't do anything about it.
I loved hearing you talk about, grieving that loss. So it was something that was first mentioned in our fifth episode with Michelle. We're in the 12th episode now, and Michelle talked about the importance of grieving a job loss. So what does that mean to you, and how do you think you were able to do it?
I think I did go through that stage of grief. Like, at first I was like angry, and like I was really mad. Because like, really, 3 years of my god, like, this is how we're gonna end this. And then they gave myself a chance to be angry. I was like texting and complaining to all my friends, like that motherfucker. Sorry. Like, I'm like basically in my text message like, that motherfucker. Like, really? This is how you're gonna do me? And then afterwards, it, like, okay, I started reflecting, like, maybe I did something wrong, like trying to like reflect what happened, like what can I improve from my previous, like what I did while I was still employed. And then
Mhm.
also, like, I gave myself the chance to be really sad about it, and
That's so
just
important.
be like, okay, this, like, it's basically like the rug was pulled under me, and like I have to just let it flow, accept that this is what it is now, this is my reality, figure out like how do I go from here.
How are you able to accept that this is your reality now?
I mean, I'm like, I think it depends on when you ask me. Like, there are days I'm like, okay, this is like how I'm gonna do. Like, it's like this is what I'm gonna do. Like, you know, um, I'm gonna come up with a plan. We're gonna do X, Y, Z. We're gonna figure out, like, we're gonna update our resume. We're gonna like practice interview. We're gonna do this. And then the next day, I'm like, ugh. really, like 3 years. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm at. So it ebbs and flow. Um, so depends on the day when you ask me.
Hmm.
Um, but I guess I'd say how on the day that I'm accepting it, it's just a matter of also enjoying all the time that I have because in some way I have more free time. Um,
Hmm.
and my dogs are loving it that I'm home a lot.
Hmm.
My son is enjoying that I'm picking him up from school because I used to not be able to do that. He used to go to daycare and like I do the drop off. I don't do like pick up, so he's enjoying that. I have been enjoying walking around my neighborhood in the morning and just enjoying the free time when I am not stuck to my phone looking at job postings.
Yeah. Do you think, do you wish you kind of had a more structured way of job searching, a more targeted, precise way than what you seem to be doing now?
In the beginning, I didn't. It was like all over the place. But now someone suggested doing like a timed
Blocks, time blocks? Or?
blocks. So I do now. It's after I do school drop off, like 8 in the morning to 9 a.m. That's when I'm looking at job posting. And then I do it again at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. That's it. After that, I am like I my phone is probably getting annoyed with me because I uninstall and reinstall the job boards on my phone just so I stop myself from scrolling.
Hmm.
Because otherwise I'm gonna end up doing that in the middle of the night,
Hmm. I
taking
get
over
that, you know.
my.
That's something, again, that fifth guest, Michelle, she talked about having a hard close to job searching every day. Even if she really wanted to, she forced herself to stop after 4 hours a day because she knew that if not, she could be doing it till 2 a.m. You know, I think it's so important to put boundaries. You'll drive yourself crazy if you're not putting those boundaries in place.
And I had this weird like YOLO in a sense because like I would be like, oh, and like, what if there's a job posting that I get posted when I'm not looking, and then I'm like late in applying, and then I missed out on that, and it's like, and I have to like remind myself, like, you're not that important. Like, if you're not gonna get that job, you're not gonna get that job. Doesn't matter if you apply the first or the last. Like, it's fine. You're okay.
Right, right.
You're fine. Calm down.
Mhm. You know, one thing I've asked a lot of guests about is how their, family, friends, what have you, are supportive in this job search. So what's that been like for you? Do you feel like you've had a village around you lifting you up these last 3 months?
Yeah. I am lucky to have a very supportive husband. He's he's been very supportive with that. He's been saying like, if you want to take a step back and just essentially figure out what you want to do, if you want to stay in property management, if you want to step out of it, like to just use this time to figure things out. Um, Although my youngest keeps asking me when I'm getting a new job, just because he's not used, like he's still getting used to this part of me
Yeah.
not going anywhere and like not on the go all the time. Um, he, as far as my friends, they have been like, they've been really supportive as well. They, although I did have to stop them from sending me job postings because for the first month they would send me like what they think will work for me, like what they think I'll like. Hey, have you seen this? Have you seen that? I'm like, stop. Like I can't do that. Like I
Why
will
did
look,
why did
but
that annoy you?
at first it was okay, but at the same like it got to the point where it's getting too much, and then it's also I'm like I already saw the job posting basically, and
Hmm.
they are sending it to me like I already saw that. Like thanks. And
So yeah,
I just
if
feel.
somebody's listening to the show right now and their friend just lost the job, how can they be supportive without being annoying? What advice would you give to the person whose friend just lost their job?
One of a friend of mine that I really appreciated is that she like, especially in the first month when I was getting depressed, she would come to my house and drag me out of my house just so I can have coffee out and take my phone out. Like, I'm gonna grab your phone, we're gonna have coffee, you're gonna enjoy the weather, even if it's cold or whatever, like, you're gonna have, like, for an hour, at least talk to me without talking about your job search. Like, I'm grabbing your phone. We're not talking
Yeah.
about anything to do with you losing your job. And I think
Right.
that got my head out of my ass for a little bit,
Hmm.
so that really helped me a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think for most of us, when we have a normal job, we don't really think about that job usually when we're not at the job. We think about our kids' activities, our, a concert we want to go to or something. But when you're unemployed, it's hard to not think about being unemployed all day long.
Yeah, because like all your thing, and then especially when I was still in the process of applying for unemployment, and I don't know if I was gonna get it, and my previous employer tried to fight it, so I was like, where am I gonna get my, like, I have bills, I have this, I have that, like, so that created worry, but it's, I did appreciate my friends basically just like, let's get out of your house, let's meet for coffee. Like, it's not the end of the world. Sorry.
Hmm. The mental health effects on losing your job is talked about nearly enough.
It's not. It's just because it's like when you're working, you have this schedule, you have a routine. You wake up at this time, you have to get ready, you have to take a shower, you have to you have a schedule, and then all of a sudden you're not employed, and you're like, I don't know what to do anymore. Like,
Hmm.
where like and I would be honest, for the first month, I have a hard time. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put a schedule. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this at this time. I'm gonna do this. It wasn't working. It's like I don't like. It would be like 12 noon before I take a shower and brush my teeth because it's like I have no energy. Like
Mm.
I don't want to get up. And for I think the first few weeks, I was like crying or worrying like how I'm gonna pay our bills and all that. And then some friends would suggest, because I'm Filipino and my friends like some of Filipino foods I cook, and they're like, sell those, sell that. I'm like, it's not helping. Like, I don't want to do that. I mean, I do, but I don't want to do it. Like, I want to do it for friends, but I don't I'm not necessarily a source of income.
Mhm.
But it's depressing. And then the anxiety of I would wake up in the middle of the night just either panicking because something something with work related, that because before I used to be on call for a maintenance emergency, and I'd wake up thinking there's a maintenance emergency in the property, but I'm like, wait, I'm not employed anymore. So, and then I get another part of anxiety. I'm like, oh shoot, I am not employed. And then it's also the anxiety of okay, it hasn't it's been a month, I have not been employed, no one's calling me, I'm not getting offer, it's insane. And then it's also the heartbreak of getting rejection emails after rejection emails, to the point that if I get an email now from an employer with saying thank you, we received your resume, I automatically assume it's rejection, even though it's really them scheduling an interview. So it's
Right.
the anxiety and the depression, it's crazy.
Yeah. So what, on a typical day, what are you spending most of your time job searching doing? Is it on LinkedIn, on job boards, networking? What is job searching for you right now on a day-to-day basis?
Um, so what I do, I have I do pre-scheduled posts on LinkedIn just for networking purpose, but I
Hmm.
try to scatter postings instead of me posting every day.
Hmm.
um, so I have a pre-scheduled post, just either joking, making fun of me being unemployed, or a serious part of it, or just frustration with the job market, or getting annoyed with whatever it may be, or just reaching out to my network. So either
Hmm.
LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, hiring that cafe, working
Right.
nomads. So I do that in the morning at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Okay.
Um, and then I do that again at 1 to 2. Um,
Hmm. Has that routine been helpful for you?
yeah. Um, it did stop me from spiraling in a way.
Hmm.
Because I guess again, if before I did set that schedule, if I see in the job posting and it says it was posted like yesterday, I feel like, oh shoot, I missed out. Because
Right.
I had this in my head, like I have my application has to be the first 50.
Hmm.
It's just a made up number in my head. It's not like I don't know if
It's
that's
arbitrary.
yeah. So
Hmm.
that and then um I try to update resumes like here every well I review my resume just to see if there's something I need to change once a week, although I haven't really changed anything, just some keywords here and there. um and I started to look into um like I'm in Coursera taking some courses just to like make sure my brain is still working, functioning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I've also signed up with a temp agency for like a property management temp agency. If so, essentially an on call for them if they need someone to be
Hmm.
a person in different properties throughout.
Right. Um, what has been the biggest shock or surprise about, the job search that you never could have imagined a couple months ago?
So, like I said before, this job market is humbling.
Hmm.
um, no,
That's an
because
understatement.
when I started when I like around December when I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start applying for a job, I was a little like if I'm being honest, I was a little cocky because when I got when I got my job with the two last companies, I was recruited. Like I didn't do anything essentially, just posted my resume, I got the job. Now it's like I get rejection after rejection after rejection, and then I get an interview and like I feel good, I did great, and then I get the email. It's like, oh, so it's really been humbling. Um, and it's just crazy now. Um, like to the point like I was watching this TikTok about this woman basically talking about like women should get in like blue collar jobs, and I'm like, you know
Hmm.
what, I'm gonna look into that. So I started like I was like, oh, there was a posting for a water treatment plant nearby, and like I like chemistry, like it's not like you know what, that sounds good. So I applied and then I got rejected. I was like, even I can even get in there, like really, like I give up.
What are you considering now that you weren't really considering before? Or if nothing, that's fine too.
Yeah, no. Again, like I considered the water treatment plant
Hmm.
operator.
Yeah.
Like like that things I wouldn't even consider doing. I have also looked in like I know I like I said I didn't want to go into like cooking Filipino food. It's like I started looking like at commercial kitchens around my area that I can rent by the hour. Um, I started looking into that as well. Just and I was jokingly telling my husband, like, I wonder if LinkedIn has a creator fund. I might look into that as well. I am also have been looking into stepping out of property management if an opportunity presents itself that's sort of adjacent to what I have been doing. So vendor side of things, PropTech, um, and all that. I have also been entertaining the idea of maybe um getting into paralegal just because of like I dealt with law and things like that. Just for property managed side of things.
Hmm.
not necessarily be a lawyer, but somewhere in that atmosphere. Um,
Yeah.
so I'm basically just throwing everything, see what it goes.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot of people just float along in their career for years and years, not even knowing if they're really happy with what they're doing, if there's something that they can make a bigger impact in, be more successful in, but the paycheck keeps coming every 2 weeks, so they don't think about it. And I think that is kind of one of the interesting benefits of unemployment. It kind of forces you to think about things that you might not have considered beforehand.
That and like I s- there was a job posting a long time ago about a um some event management for a nonprofit, and I was like, that is actually interesting. Like, that
Hmm.
sounds fun. Obviously didn't get it because I do not have the experience for it, but it's like that actually sounds fun. Um, Although I don't know how I'm gonna get into it, but I also jokingly told my husband, like, if I maybe I'll apply as a flight attendant. I don't know if I'm too old for it, but I love to travel. I like to like explore more, but so I'm
So what's holding you
still
back from
weighing.
looking into that?
Sorry,
What's holding you back from looking more into that?
I'm old. I feel old. I feel like I'm too old for it. I don't know. I feel like you have to be in your 20s to apply. I'm not sure.
Where
Um,
does that belief come from?
I just don't know. Like, so, like every time, like I'm on TikTok and I see like the flight attendants, like the flight attendant TikTok, they look so young.
I
They
don't
look to
think
be like in
TikTok. I
their
don't think
early
TikTok's the
20s.
real world. I
I
don't think
know.
TikTok is the real world. That
I know.
TikTok wants you to think it's the real world, but it is not.
I do have a friend who, like an acquaintance who was a flight attendant, but she started when she was in her 20s, and she's been doing it for 20 something years now too. So I was like, I feel like I don't know. I might like it. I am weighing that. Like I'm thinking about it. Not. I don't know if I'm ready to take the plunge, but I'm
You're
looking into it.
thinking about researching it. You maybe
Yes. No.
will
No. I
research it.
have like yeah. I'm like
Yeah.
looking at the job description. Like I keep seeing like my algorithm is now showing it to me because I've looked
Hmm.
into it, so it keeps showing. And I'm like, are you trying to like tease me? Is this a sign? I don't
Yeah.
know.
What is getting laid off in the manner like you did? How do you think that's affected about how you think about future jobs? Or maybe just not at all. Maybe you're just want a job, need a job, and not even, thinking about it.
No. So the one thing that's so in property management too, um, like one thing in the property management that usually happens, you get assigned in a property, you have worked there for a while, and then that
Hmm.
property gets sold, change management company, whatever, and you don't really know if you're staying with that property or not. Like there's
Hmm.
not really a guarantee.
Yeah.
Sometimes the new management keeps you, sometimes they don't, or if they don't keep you, who knows if your current management is going to keep you. So it's basically just who knows. Um, so it did made me think of maybe finding other ways to generate income outside of just the W-2 paycheck, like in a way that it, at least I'm not totally relying on that paycheck, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so many people think that their jobs are secure until that
It's not.
that call comes in. The you get the calendar invite that HR rep is on. I think that's one common theme I'm hearing from everyone on this show. My job was actually a lot less secure than I believed it was.
I thought so too. It was like, because it's like, okay, this is a small company. I was essentially the person everyone talks to, like the clients and everything. So I was like, okay, I'm secured. No,
Hmm.
I think what I learned from this experience is that I shouldn't like my mistake from that is that I got too comfortable
Huh.
So I didn't really like sharpen my skills. I didn't really like. It used to be I would still like update my resumes or practice interviews in here and there just to like keep my mind sharp. But with my previous company, I got so comfortable that I wasn't even doing any of that. Now that like I lost my job, like I'm not like I don't have like I got too comfortable.
I think that that's extremely common. I don't think that's unique to you in the slightest. Why do you think that happens though? Why do you think workers get comfortable?
I don't know the word. Like I'm trying to think of the word outside of being just that you got too comfortable. It just you don't want. You got so used to their routine. You got so used to whatever is like the structure. You got used to everything that you didn't want to rock the boat. That you just like you felt too secured um in that position,
Hmm.
and you didn't really think that it's gonna happen to you. Like
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing I've noticed on the news. Sometimes, people will be interviewed and they were lost their job or whatever, and they always say, "I never imagined this would happen to me." And I say, like, look at the Detroit auto industry and the Pittsburgh steel industry. Look at everyone that worked for Enron, looked at everyone that worked in banking in New York City in 2008. Like, it's so bizarre to me that people are like, no, that thing that happens to nearly everyone else, no, that's not going to happen to me. It's a very strange confidence that humans develop.
I did like I had that mindset because I was like property management is not like it's not the way my position was. Like you have to be a licensed real estate. Like licensed real estate doesn't want to do what I'm doing. Like whatever.
Hmm.
Like no one wants to do this. It's not an
Right.
easy job. So it's like I felt like I'm in the niche section of it.
Hmm.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's like it's not
Hmm.
gonna happen to me. I'll be okay. It'll be fine. Yeah. No. Um. So yeah, it did this part of um this event or like getting um fired, getting let go from the company just did make me realize like I should be looking into not just relying on the paycheck. Like I need to figure something out because I like if I do get a job today, like and then I lose that again, like I'm like, am I gonna be okay? Like,
And I was talking about this with my last guest. She said, well, when I've lost my job, it's always because of business decisions, corporate decisions, management decision. I said, okay, so have you ever thought about what you can do to insure yourself against that so you're not so vulnerable that if one, manager decides he wants to cut costs, you lose your job? Like, is that something, do you think workers should be thinking about that more? How to make themselves less dependent on just, one source of income? Because most people
yeah,
only have that one. And then if one person makes a decision, their lives can be ruined for months or years.
yeah, and like you'd think I would be more aware of that situation.
Most people
Just
aren't. I mean, most people aren't.
no,
So-
like in a sense, like so, like just like personal wise, like I have been married before my current husband. Like I've been married, I was unemployed, and that marriage ended, and I had no money. Like you would think I like so when I got married, I was like, that's never gonna happen. I will always be working. I will always have my money. But like you'd think I'd at least applied that philosophy in being employed, but I did it. So it's like so now I'm like, okay, we're we're not going to rely on one source of income. Like we like if my husband also lost his job, at least we know like we're covered somehow. Like
Right.
because right now, okay, I lost my job, my husband still has a job, so it's fine. Like, well, I mean, we're not great, but we're okay. But if yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's really weird now that I'm thinking about it. For any retirement planner would say, diversify your investments, a little bit of stocks, a little bit of bonds, different industries. Any business, would is not wise to rely too much on one customer for all their revenue. And yet we as workers put all of our eggs in one basket.
Like, it's crazy. Like, so the property owners that I work, because I do single family rental housing, like rental properties, or I did,
Mhm.
sorry. And like most of my clients, like you, like that houses were their investment property, like their extra income. Like, you'd think I learned something from it. Like, you think I'm like, yeah, maybe we should look into that. No. like like
Yeah.
I am great at
But
advising
I
other
guess it
people.
better late than never, right?
I'm
Yeah.
like what is, like, the doctors are the worst patient. Like,
Right.
yeah.
The phrase that I said it in my last podcast too, physician heal thyself. In other words, we
Yeah.
all should take our own advice more. What is something that if you think about we have 2 full weeks left in February. What do you want to, we can't control outcomes, but in terms of what you do in terms of job searching these next 2 weeks, what do you want to accomplish in terms of your input in job searching these next 2 weeks?
In what way?
What it, what are you going to spend your hours doing in job searching for the rest of the month?
I sharpening my skills and, like, learning other you know skills that I haven't, like, that interest me and sounds exciting. Um and not putting myself in a box. Um
Hmm.
maybe actually do look into what I need to do to be flight attendant.
Right.
um like, I know, like, I have read the qualifications. I've never really just
Mhm.
done anything about it, so
Right.
go from there.
What you said learn some skills. What are some skills you think you want to learn, over the next couple months or couple weeks even?
Um I'm resharpening my skills on QuickBooks just because I have,
Okay.
like, it's been a while since I've used it.
And for those
Uh
people for the people who don't know, what is QuickBooks?
it's an accounting software. I
Okay.
know
Is
the
it pretty
basics, but
okay?
that's, like, I know how to put data, but that's about it. Like, I don't know anything of after that. Um, like, I'm reading books about data analysts, not the
Mhm.
just because it caught my interest. So I've
Mhm.
been looking, like, I'm like, not that I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing with that yet, but I'm just reading into that as well.
Yeah.
I have, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm baking and selling mochi, so there's that too.
There better be some showing up at my door tomorrow. You better overnight ship some.
I will have to figure out how to ship that, but yes.
What are you, so I'm asking looking at the future what you're thinking about doing differently. What are you most proud of that you've done in the last 2 months? Unemployment's brutal. It sucks. So what are you proud of yourself that you have done in these sucky times?
I have actually, like, I am proud of getting out there and networking because I didn't do it before.
Hmm.
And, like, in this job search journey, I have met a lot of people that are in the same boat, and who are actually also having the same frustration that I can at least, like, be frustrated with and bitch about the job market with. And then I have met some people who are, like, giving me advice, and I there was one guy on LinkedIn who actually suggested, like, have you thought about doing starting consulting business and things
Hmm.
like that? It's like,
Hmm.
so I think the one thing that I'm proud of is like stepping out of my comfort zone and reaching out to people and networking and introducing myself. That essentially, like, hey,
Was that difficult for you to do?
the
Was
way
it
I
difficult?
thought,
You
yeah,
mentioned stepping outside of your comfort zone. Was that tough?
yeah. Like, as I used to joke that, like, if you're not paying me, I'm not gonna do it. Like, so like this is really different. That like no one's paying me to do this, so and I'm doing it, and I'm actually enjoying it.
Hmm.
So
How do you think you found the courage or the strength to do that thing that was uncomfortable previously?
like I just had to ask myself, like, is it like how is it going to hurt me to just say hi? Like
Hmm.
the worst they can do is ignore the hi or block me.
Right.
And then it's fine. Like, and like I'm meeting a lot of great people that I wouldn't even think that's going to be in my network at all. Um, so
I think a lot of people hear that and they're like, I tried once and it didn't work, so I'm not going to try again. So, do you have any specific examples of someone who you reached out, you didn't know them, you reached out, and maybe they gave you a really good lead or really good advice? Anything specific come to mind?
yeah, so um, there is do I say no? Is it? I guess I
You can just say a
can say
person.
that. Yeah. So this person is working for this property management company. She shared this um like so the way I work, I have not another person in my network. She posted like we have like a mutual connection. We kind of just started talking about the company that she works for and what they're hiring and things like that. Um and she's been great. She's been like I haven't gotten the job in that company, so who knows, but I told her like I will find you and buy you lunch either way cuz you have been awesome. She's been like basically telling me the good and the bad with the company and all that. And then she's been saying like, "Hey, we have a hiring this. I have this great regional manager. We have this like." She's been like hyping me up, for lack of a better word.
Hmm.
Um, and it's been great. And
She's been your hype man.
yeah, she was. And there was also like I didn't get this job, but like there like it's out because I do not have the experience for it. I didn't don't think I was really qualified, but I think they just humored me in a way. There was like a CEO of a bed company that I am familiar with the product because my son is special needs and it's like they make a special bed and I just somehow found the CEO and then they're like after that it's like there's a job posting and I'm like I don't even know if I'm qualified but I'm gonna shoot my shot and I messaged him. I was like, hey, I I applied. Like, hey, I'm like really a big fan of your company. I really like your work. I mean, obviously I didn't get the job, but I was like, I'm really he's in my connection, like he's in my
And how did
network
he
now.
respond when you reached out? When you reached out like that, what was his response like?
He said like he appreciated my hustle and he hopes I get it. And then he's like, I have reached out to the hiring team that to let them know you did apply. I did get to the second round of interview, but I assume they got somebody else that's more qualified for the position. But I
So when I hear that I think number one, the CEO's impressed, and if it's probably a smaller company, if the
yeah,
CEO's impressed, that's incredible. So you already cleared a massive hurdle. Number two, the CEO wasn't just impressed; he took an action on your behalf. That's something you should be extremely proud of. Number three, you made it to the second round. They don't bring employees, job searchers back for the second round unless they like you. You might not have been the best fit, but you're already 60-70% of the way there. I hope that you keep looking for opportunities at that company because you know, I hear a lot of stories. Yeah, I got rejected first, second time I applied there, but the third job I interviewed for is when I got it. So I hope that you are proud of what you did there. That's an awesome story that I think everyone listening should do. Like, go for it. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah, like I am shooting my shot basically,
Right.
and like I am still on their page. I'm still following their page. I'm like stalking their job posting essentially. And I'm saying, will I qualify? Do I at least meet 80% of the requirements, or even if just 75? Maybe I'll shoot my shot again, and maybe this time I will get it, or they can probably just send me a cease and desist letter. Either way. But yeah, and then
I don't think they'll waste the postage on that.
and like I that also gave me the courage that there were another company that I have reached out to that's not. I just know the company because of the way they work with property management company, and I saw that they have a job posting, and he's like the general manager, and I did message him. I haven't gotten a response, but I was like, hey, so they gave me the courage to. It's okay, like just reach out. If again, the worst that can happen is they ignore you or
Yeah.
block you. It's okay.
You know, for a lot of people who maybe haven't used LinkedIn before, used it once and didn't like it, what do you think a lot of people don't realize about LinkedIn? That because I mean, I think there's annoying things on there, but there's also incredible people like me and my podcast page, Adventures in Job Searching. Like us and follow us and comment and all that goodness. So what's great about LinkedIn that you think a lot of people don't know?
Like the networking. I know it's a networking platform essentially, but like the amount of people you can find there, the necessary like that can at least get you in the door, or at least be you can use as a reference, or when you do put in your application and it asks were you referred by an employee,
Hmm.
you can at least put their name, but
Right.
talk to them first. Actually network with them first before you do that. And like the
Right.
amount of people that have since reached out to me with just job leads, and think that, oh, I will be a great fit for that position has been
Hmm.
really awesome. I've
And
had
these are people you didn't know 2 months ago, right?
no, they're just like
Right.
all random people
Hmm.
that I would not have met if I just not been active on LinkedIn. Because
And
like
and
before,
these are strangers that want to help you, right?
yes, I had one or two people that's like suggested a couple PropTech companies. Like
Hmm.
it's like I mean, it's like all other sites. You'll probably get annoyed with some scams and whatnot, but once you figure out how to weed them out and find the actual real people, it's great.
Yeah.
You just need to weed out the scams. But yeah, it's
Right.
been awesome.
Are you optimistic about about the future? Do you think relatively soon something good will come your way?
I what's the word?
Cautiously optimistic?
Yes, thank you.
That's better
I,
than pessimistic.
I did had a job interview 2 days ago. Well, yesterday. Yeah, Wednesday. I had a job interview on Wednesday that I felt really good about. That I feel really good about it, but I'm also like, it's okay. Like you have to like temp your expectations so you don't
Right.
get um too disappointed. But I am now. I'm feeling good about
Fingers
it. Like
crossed.
than I did back in December.
Yeah. Is there something about interviewing specifically that you think you do well at? Is there something with interviewing you'd like to improve at?
I I talked to so someone did post this on LinkedIn and I commented about it. I was like, I'm I'm I get stuck at interview halfway through because like I walk in with like I am really confident, And then as
What happens?
as I'm talking about my accomplishments and all that, like what I did and what I've done and all that, somewhere along the road, somewhat like I feel like my ancestors are telling me, stop bragging.
I cannot. That's all I talk about at the end of every podcast. Everyone says I don't feel comfortable bragging, and I always say I'm going to force you to brag in my final question. Why? Where does what? How can we get those ancestors to quiet up?
That person that I commented into, he said, think of it less of a bragging, more like just you stating facts. It's not bragging if those are facts. Like, you're just telling them the facts, period. But I'm like, yeah, I just need to get that in my thick skull, because...
Yeah. Before I ask my final question, is there anything else you want to say, either to the audience, to yourself, to your ancestors?
It's okay. It's going to be okay. Use the time to figure out what your next steps are. If you want to stay in that industry that you were in, if you want to explore something else. Heck, if you want to start your own business and go from there, do that too. And it's okay to be sad too. It's okay to cry for a little bit about the job that you lost. It's fine. It's okay for you to like
It's more than fine. It's healthy.
If one day you don't, like, you just want to cry in the bed, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's fine. But yeah, and then if you are a friend of someone who's, struggling with unemployment, go harass them in their house. Get them out of that, like, drag them out. Get them coffee, take them for a walk, something, library, just get them out of the house. It really helped.
Yeah, absolutely. You be there for your friends, because it's probably going to happen to you at some point in your life, even if you don't want to acknowledge it. It's not about telling them what to do. It's about saying, I'm here to listen. That's the best thing you can do as a friend. At any time, but certainly with someone that's going through unemployment. So, Melody, my final question is, I'm the hiring manager for your dream job, and it's me and you and two other candidates. What do you do better than 90% of professionals? Why should I pick you and not these two other candidates? Put those ancestors on mute. Brag away, Melody.
In my previous role, I was able to keep 100% of my clients. The only time my clients parted ways with me was because they were selling their properties or moving back in. So there's that. My previous role too, I had 0 evictions. I am very diligent with my delinquency. I keep up with all the current, like, before it even becomes a problem, I was already figuring out ways to solve them. So when it does become a problem, I already have a solution for it. I don't just sit on my butt trying to, like, wait for things to come. I like trying to keep
You're a
up
go-getter.
with the trends. Yeah, I'm a hustler. I hustle. I may need the day to, like, there may be days when, like, I don't want to hustle, but I will still figure out a way to at least be of use to society.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Melody. I do expect some mochi on my front door tomorrow morning.
Give me your address. I will figure out how to ship it.
Don't tempt me.
I will.
Subscribe, follow, share, all that nonsense. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
You too. Have a good day.